Hello everyone and welcome to another review. Today we're going to go ahead and review a fragrance from the house of Bottega Veneta. The fragrance is called Bottega Veneta pour Homme. Now this fragrance was launched in 2013. It's gotten a decent amount of hype. I've heard about it before, but I've never really gotten into it just because it's a fragrance from another designer house, and I figured, I'll get around to it sooner or later. And sure enough, got around to reviewing it and taking a look at it. Now the bottle, as you can see, it's very simple, a very simple design, and I actually like simple designs, so I like the design of the bottle. And I did get a chance to spray it, and it looks very similar, or I mean, it sprays very decently is what I'm trying to say. It's nothing really to write home about, at the same time, not anything too negative about it. Now, again, did this review off of all these samples and got the 7 wearings in, so that's where this is coming from, and that's why I'm explaining that. Alright? Now, the fragrance is available in 3 main sizes. It comes in a 0.67 ounce, it comes in a 1.7 ounce, and it comes in a 3 ounce. The 0.67 is going to run you $60 retail. 1.7 is going to run you $85 retail, and the 3 ounce is going to run you $115 retail. So this is on the little bit more expensive side as far as designer fragrances go. That said, let's go get right into the notes and see what this fragrance actually smells like. The notes of this fragrance consist of, at our top we have bergamot, pine, and juniper. At our mid we have pimento, fir, and sage. And for our base we have labdanum, leather, and patchouli. So this scent right off the bat gives you I smelled a leather scent. Now, the leather scent is not a traditional leather scent. I smelled a lot of leather scents. It's not like Tuscan leather. It's not like other leathers that the fragrance community is used to. This is more of I guess you could say, of a woody leather. And then it hit me, the second note that I get primarily is pine. And once I kind of recognized that, then the fragrance became a very pine leather type of a scent. Now, I've smelled pine before, and it does smell very similar to pine. It's not a carbon copy or anything like that of what actual pine smells like, because actual pine is very pungent, very fulfilled. This is more of a muted pine. So you can take that muted pine, stick it on top of leather, and you kind of follow it up with some patchouli, and that's really what I'm getting from this scent. So overall, I'm getting a woody leather scent with just a very little bit of a hint of juniper and citrus. Juniper is really the major note. So we're talking about leather, patchouli, juniper, and pine is really what you're getting from the scent. Sorry for the noise, the train again. Can't really deal with it. But either way, so woody, leather, pine, patchouli, a little bit of juniper in this scent. I generally go about 3-4 sprays with this scent, and the occasion I think it can be used in is about an everyday type of a scent. It can be used, I'd say, for a suit and tie, a more up-dressed or upbeat type of scenario, but I do think that the everyday scenario is suited to this scent. Now, any season you can wear this one in, but I think you'll have more success in the spring and the summer because this one lacks projection. This lacks power. This doesn't have the strength that most other fragrances have, so you might want to wear it in the warmer months where this will carry and the heat will help carry the actual scent. Which brings me on to the performance of the scent. It's not so good. I get about 4 to 6 hours tops. 4 hours was the more usual circumstance that I get from it, and even in those 4 hours, I'm getting a scent that's going to sit closer to my skin, that's not going to be projecting and screaming out loud. It's a scent that is meant more for, I guess, mature people because it has a little bit more of a mature vibe, and I guess that's coming from the leather and the pine type scent coming from it. So if you're an older person, I would say take a look at this one, but if you're on the younger end, might want to steer clear of this one. Now, the other thing about the performance is it doesn't leave a scent trail. So overall, I'm just getting that this is a weak fragrance in terms of performance, and it doesn't really shine out there. So that was pretty disappointing with the scent. The scent itself, very unique in my opinion, but the performance, it's just not there. And compliment-wise, I didn't get any compliments, and I suspect that it's because of the performance of this scent that's dragging down the fact that it's not getting any, that's dragging down its compliment factor. Alright, so if I'm going to go ahead and give this fragrance a rating, I give it a rating of 6 out of 10. Now it gets a 6 out of 10 because on the positive side, it's a very pleasant scent. I think it's a very unique scent that don't really find many woods that utilize pine in this aspect. It sits a little bit closer to the skin, which is nice to have, especially for a more up-tempo type of, or a more upscale type of fragrance, was I guess what they're kind of gunning for this scent. But I can kind of see and where you can actually wear. But if you're a fan of woods, you want to check this one out, because this has a nice special little tinge to the woody factor to it. And it's a versatile fragrance, despite the fact that I think you probably should wear this one in the warmer months just to bring out its performance. On the negative side, it's an expensive fragrance, especially for a fragrance that's coming from a designer house. I tend to expect fragrances from designer houses to be roughly $60, $70 tops for the biggest size that they're going to give you, which is usually about a 3.4 ounce. This one, for a 3 ounce, you're going to pay $115, which is moving into niche price range, more niche price ranges, which is just not what I'm used to and what I would expect. You can get much better fragrances, woody fragrances, for your value if you look around for it. It lacks power, and it's I already took the expensive scent, but it does lack power, and that's another thing. Lacking power is one thing, because there are some scents, and this could be one that, you know, sits a little bit closer to the skin, but the fact that it doesn't have longevity, to couple with the fact that it doesn't project, just doesn't really get a good mark, in my opinion, which is why I'm bringing it down to a 6 out of 10. It still is a pleasant smelling scent, and if the scent was any worse, I would probably drop it down to a 4, but it's not a bad scent. It actually smells pretty good. There are just those other factors that are kind of limiting me on this one. All right? So if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free, send me a message, leave me a note, do whatever you got to do. Thank you, take care of yourselves, and you guys have a great day.